So it is the end of my day, and I decided to go out and get a rigid 7-inch wet saw. I did a review on this some years ago. I forget when. I think it was probably 6-7 years ago. So I had at that time I had a Tilematic. I think it was a Tilematic that I had some issues with. So I needed a quick backup saw, and this was $300 plus tax, $299 to be exact, plus tax. So I just went out and bought this so that I could finish up the job until my other saw came in. On my review that I did back then, I talked about a couple of things. One of them was the table. The table had a little bit of play that I wasn't used to. And of course that was some time ago, and so I'm better at manipulating things now than I probably was then. But I don't recall giving it a great review, but it's a good saw. And so now going forward, I need this saw because I'm doing a job upstairs where the room is extremely limited, and I know I'm going to be doing small cuts around the drain. So for that reason alone, I went out and I purchased this saw again for the second time ever. But the great thing is that this saw cost me, let me see, it was $304, so it's not $299 anymore, but it's $304. Then I get my military discount, which gave me $30 off, and then plus tax, blah blah blah. So at the end of the day, it cost me $290. So it actually cost me less now than it did 6-7 years ago, which is wonderful. So I'm gonna do an unboxing of it. Oh, what I was saying was that I needed the ability of a wet saw to do tiny cuts around the drain, which I cannot do with nippers and all that other stuff. And I'm not gonna use the stand while I'm up there, because I'll be able to set this just on a table and then drop the pump inside of a bucket, just to make things easier. This whole box I could lift up easily by myself, unlike my DeWalt. With all the components with that. There are other tile saws out there, tabletop tile saws to be specific, that used to cost anywhere from $80 to about $120, $150. The cheap ones are pretty much gone now, and now the range is somewhere in that higher echelon. So now you're spending about $125, $150, $175. Some tabletop saws are as much as $200. So what I'm suggesting to a homeowner DIYer who's going to do their own bathroom, this is an excellent investment. For $300, you would be hard pressed to get a better saw for what you have to do. So that's why I'm highly recommending it. I'm not getting paid by Rigid. I'm not getting paid by anybody. I don't even have an Amazon link that I'm going to send you to. You can go to Home Depot and get it yourself. But I just thought I would do a second review on this thing. And it's getting late in the evening, so I will come back tomorrow and unbox it.
So, you know, engineers get paid a lot to make things complicated. Engineers nowadays get paid a lot to make things fail because they want you, you know, to keep buying their product. Engineers, I guess, are old people. I think a 12-year-old engineered this tile saw because the simplicity of setting it up was amazing. Because you saw all the parts, right? But all the parts, usually I'm not really into, but you know, all the parts had a specific and sole reason. There were just very, very few parts required to set this up. The actual putting in of all the different various, the blade, everything was easy. Everything. Did I say everything? Everything was easy on this saw. As I said, it's like a 15-year-old decided, let me make this as easy as possible, so you know it's not difficult at all. For that reason alone, I'm going to give it a big thumbs up, because I don't like putting things together. And this, if I had the experience of having done it already and had to do it again, it would probably take me 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. At the most. There are some changes from that video I did, I think, whatever it was, 6-7 years ago, on the review, on the very short, abbreviated review that I did on the rigid 7-inch saw. I don't believe, although I could be mistaken, I don't believe it had a 45 capability. I don't remember. But either which way, it's just very cool. So you have this wrench for taking off your blade, and then you have the Allen wrench that's encased inside of there, so you don't lose those tools. As I said, you have the 45 capability. The blade is very, very easy to take on and off. It just the door with the screw. I mean, it doesn't get simpler than this. It honestly really doesn't. The ability to do plunge cuts, I don't remember if that was on the other saw. The ability to do 45s and plunge cuts, and you know, having your 45 on the table with this, and again, I don't remember if it was on there or not. I don't even remember if it was a bare table. I'll have to go back on that video. I think there was a pad on it. Not that a pad is required or needed necessarily. Everything about this saw is easy. Here's a locking mechanism for the table, for the tray. I didn't do the measurement. It looks to me at least 30 inches. I'm going to guess 30 inches that you're able to cut. But of course that can be extended once you put something up here that equals that, then you can actually have a longer tile to go through. But it definitely locks up. It's very lightweight. On the application I'm doing, I won't be using the stand. The stand is adjustable by those little Carter pins that come out. I don't remember that I use a stand on mine, although it comes with it. So it goes up to a decent height. Right now it's about waist level, which is okay. The on and off, and it's a little noisy. Don't do that. For all the techies out there, there's your 5700 RPM. Blah 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 blah. Of course that will change. That 57 RPM doesn't really matter when you're cutting tile. And I'm not going to be cutting tile. I'm not even going to fill it up with water because it's kind of a mood issue. The pump is a little cheesy, although it doesn't really matter. You know, it's a little fish tank type pump. And you know, if that ever needs swapping out, no big deal, because you just put a different hose in it and then it just plugs into the saw itself. So the pump runs exclusive with the saw, although you could arguably run it straight into another cord, which I'll probably do on the job that I'm doing. But it's just I can't say enough about this. As I said, I'm not getting paid from Rigid. There's no Amazon link or anything. You can go to Home Depot and get it for the same price I got it for, of course without the discount unless you're a veteran. But I can't say enough good about this saw. I really can't. The only critique I had on that other video is the little play that was in the tray. And there's still a little bit slight play, but you know, no harm, no foul. It also has a laser, which has little batteries. That's the only bad thing about this is you got to get a screwdriver to put those 2 batteries in. Where did it go? It's not working now. It was working before when I put the batteries in. But anyway, it has a laser on it, which is kind of cool. I don't use the laser. I would use my pencil marks rather than using the laser, but whatever. So yeah, the rigid 7-inch wet saw. This is the go-to product. If you're going to DIY any tile job in your house, especially a shower, I recommend this highly. Yeah, don't get one of those tabletop saws. You know, as I said before, those tabletop saws are typically running anywhere between, you know, $125, $150, $175. For $300, you cannot go wrong. Like, even if you just used it one time for $300 and put it on Craigslist for $250 or $200, you have served yourself well, honestly. So, I'm excited about this, actually. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but this is going to be my go-to carry upstairs here in Georgia. Most every house I go to is upstairs. So if I have to do an upstairs application where I just need a few minor cuts done or something like that, or if I'm doing a backsplash in the kitchen, this will be my go-to saw from here on out. I will be not putting it on Craigslist. I will not be putting it back in the box. In fact, I'm going to burn the box. But like I said, I can't say enough about it. It's just a wonderful little workhorse that I look forward to using over and over and over. Oh, by the way, so speaking of that, and I threw away all the paperwork on it, but it offers a lifetime warranty. But you got to send the card in. You got to fill out the warranty card and all that stuff. And I didn't read through it clearly, but you know, it does offer all the parts and all that stuff, you know, lifetime warranty. So yeah, very, very cool little saw, and for the price, you cannot beat it. So there you go. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're gonna call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.